In this video, we'll take a look at some pretty weird mechanics and glitches found in Super Mario Maker 2, going from frozen enemies to basically flying as Yoshi. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Let's go. In this dark stage, you can see multiple blue circles on tracks with which we can do some pretty crazy stuff. By hitting the on-off switch, the level goes entirely dark. This apparently happens whenever the max amount of Poos fall on a single track, which happens after hitting the switch. If we now hit it again, the screen turns back to normal. Although the ice flower is not in the game, it is still possible to freeze certain enemies in place. In this example, an Offscreen Contraption makes all these Ziggies stuck in place. They don't walk around or attack at all, but they're not entirely frozen as they still look at Mario at all times, even turning around and doing so. It is still possible to unfreeze them by jumping on them. This will make them attack, after which they start behaving normally again. This glitch can be done with all the other Koopalings and it works in all styles too. Let's take a look at how it works. With this setup, the spike ball will hit the left node block, releasing a POW which pushes Wendy off. That's all it takes to make her stuck in place.
Oh my god, stop bro, I'm stuck! Can you help me?
Alright Wendy. In the Super Mario World style, we can also see that whenever they're hit, they don't start jumping around in their shell like usual, but stay grounded. They don't even wake up in this style, basically turning them into spiny shells. Sadly, we cannot pick them up though. Aside from the Koopalings, we can also use this setup on more bosses like Boom Boom. He won't freeze, but his ability to jump is no longer there. Bowser Jr. does get stuck, but still uses his fire and hammer attacks from where he is standing. They will also start chasing Mario whenever they're about to go off screen, but when they exit their shell again, they freeze again too. Wing Bowser probably has the funniest result. He isn't able to jump, so his leap attacks look kinda silly, and not dangerous at all. Still waiting, Bowser. Even some power-ups can be frozen with this glitch, like the Mushroom, Star, and Frog Suit. In the next stage, we freeze Meowser. Using a simple setup with the sideways spring, Meowser will start falling down and get stuck in this animation. With 2 Meowsers, we can get something pretty interesting. Luckily, this effect stops after they land again. In this stage, we'll take a look at a possible result of the well-known claw-like glitch by now. If Yoshi licks a spring as it gets grabbed by the claw, he will get into a glitched state. The spring will make Yoshi bounce around and possibly even crush him. If done correctly though, we can use this to climb up the wall and finish the stage. This is one of the coolest glitches found in Super Mario Maker 2, so if you want to know more about it, check out this dedicated video I made on it, link is in the description. In the next stage, Mario needs to somehow stop the Thwomp from hitting these question blocks, as they give him a key which makes him die to a floppy fish. Luckily enough, we have a P-switch which does the trick. By throwing the switch at the bottom of the Thwomp, he will hit it mid-air, which results in him going back up and giving Mario a safe passage to the goal. By now, you might know the glitch where it's possible to play after finishing the stage, being a result of the pipe lag frame glitch. This happens whenever Mario enters a pipe while simultaneously grabbing a power-up and throwing away an item. This makes him exit the pipe twice, thus being able to still walk around. But which interactions are still possible in this state and which aren't? Let's find out. Hitting blocks is still possible, but entering doors, pipes or warp boxes isn't. Power-ups cannot be grabbed by Mario unless he is already wearing that power-up, like the Super Hammer in this case. Checkpoints don't get activated anymore, and neither do on-off switches. Blinking blocks and track blocks can be added to that list as well. P-switches do still work, as well as snake blocks. Coins can be collected, but don't get added to the coin counter. It's also impossible for Mario to still take damage, as he became fully invincible after touching that pole. In this short level, you will see something that's normally impossible, being a snake block that overlaps with itself. Now normally when you try to do this in the editor, it doesn't work. But how did this maker do it then? Well, it's actually pretty simple to recreate. You just gotta change the order of execution. First, you make the snake 3 blocks wide. Then you draw the path like this. And then you make the snake as wide as possible. If we now activate the snake, he will overlap himself. Pretty cool and most likely a small oversight by Nintendo. The next course seems to be impossible at first, but a pretty weird mechanic makes it possible to beat. This sideways pipe can normally not be entered as it is semi-blocked. However, when a sideways spring on the track overlaps the entrance of the pipe, Mario will be able to enter it for some reason. Why this is coded into the game, I don't know. It makes it possible to beat the stage though. In this stage, the maker made clever use of the masks and boxes to create a cool looking effect. By overlapping a lot of them, the shiny effect of all of them will seemingly create an orb. It looks quite cool in my opinion. It also seems like the Bill mask is the smallest hitbox out of them all, as we pick it up last. The next stage is called Mario the Drill, and you'll see why in a second. If Mario puts on a spiny helmet and then enters the Goomba shoe, he will be able to seemingly break blocks from the side, so basically using a drill. Here it is in slow motion. The Magic Koopa in this stage actually eliminates himself. At the start, a spike ball activates this on-off switch, forcing the Magic Koopa to teleport away. If he just stands still the entire time, the Magic Koopa will eventually teleport into the blue blocks on the right, killing himself in the process and spawning in the goal pole. Pretty weird stuff. The following level shows off a pretty unique mechanic too. Poos are normally not able to pass through each other, but when one of them is stacked on top of another enemy and moves with it, the Poos are actually able to pass through each other for some reason. However, when not moving, they will just block each other off. Here, he doesn't find a way through either. In the next stage, an Offscreen Contraption makes a winged Boom Boom fly towards Mario at insanely high speeds. Just look at that. In order to beat the stage, Mario needs to kill Boom Boom, but that's easier said than done. Jumping on him at this speed is pretty hard. It took a couple of tries and good timing, but eventually we made it. In the next stage, Mario needs to ground pound this question block, which contains a hammer bro. At first there seems to be no way to kill him as he falls down the pit, but by simply standing still after a ground pound, Mario will stomp the hammer bro from where he is standing. Interesting hitbox. The last level shows off the weird hitboxes of both slopes and the fire burner. In this area, it seems like Mario would be safe to stand on the arrow, but the fire actually hits him there. This proves once again how janky some of Mario Maker 2's hitboxes are. Thanks for watching, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.